This is Mr. and what I have for you today is Army Part 2 on my push into Titans on this particular base. Now I've played around with this particular army a little bit. So in the previous one, let's just call that Part 1, you saw it was basically all witches with some ice golems. Now what I originally started to do with this particular army was basically an ice golem bow witch attack and also using the 4 earthquake spell. But what I realized was that I could actually change that a little bit and make it more of your traditional bow witch before we had siege machines and things like that. Now, your traditional bow witch, 2 jumps in if you can reach the eagle with 2 jumps. There was a whole bunch of technicalities from a Town Hall 10 point of view, which is when you really started to use bow witch. And I swapped out the ice golems for giants. So you call it a GiWiBo. You're going to have GiWiHo. You're going to call this GiWiBo or GiWiBo. It doesn't matter. So what I'll do in this video is show both versions. That is the Ice Golem version with Earthquake ice, and this version as well. You'll see both styles of attacks. Now have a look at the troop cost, 162, 3730 dark on this one. Now if we swap out the giants for the ice golems and we go 1 extra and we come down on these because we need to fit the ice golems in. So we had 4 ice golems that way, and then I had to fill in the rest with 2 archers, bring 1 jump spell, 1 heal and 4 earthquake. And you can see how we've now gone over to 5,000. So in the one case, I am spending a little bit more elixir on the giant version, but I'm saving nearly, let's go back to what it was. I've got 5,100 there. Now, if I take these ice golems away, take that away and take that away, and we just add the giants back in, we had 15 of those, we add the giants back in. Now we can see 3,700. So I'm saving 1,500 dark elixir by only spending a little bit more on elixir. Actually, we need to add the spells there. There. So I've spent a little bit more on elixir, but it's not too costly on elixir, and I can live with this dark elixir cost. I can. Now I am taking, initially what I was doing is in this troop combo, I was taking a P.E.K.K.A. and 2 giants in my CC, but I've started to change that into a giant and bowlers. So this version with the giants is only taking bowlers, so I'm ending up with a load of bowlers. Let's have a look at the attacks. Let's do that now. Alright, first attack, 1.5 minutes. Now this is the one with 11 witches, 11 bowlers, and this should have the P.E.K.K.A. and whatnot in the CC. Just run this at a little bit of speed. I think I've got 5 or 6 attacks here to show you. Again, you've seen this before, you saw it last time. Just coming into the base on an angle. I've got the earthquake done. In the middle, I've got the jump in, so I've been able to access the eagle artillery, and then I just wait for everything to just path around and do its stuff. All the spells are done. I don't need to drop the poison spell on anything. And then I just sit back and wait. It's about as simple as you can get. The hardest thing is deciding if the base is worthwhile hitting to start with, and if you can path in to take out the eagle, because you really want to be able to take out the eagle. And yes, I am pushing, but I'm also needing to get some decent loot at the same time. So you have a look at the loot I just got out of that one. So you just saw this. This is the 5,000 army, the really expensive army. So while I lost on dark, I gained on other. But like I said, I didn't need dark elixir. Let's have a look at the next, going from the oldest to the most recent, and you'll see the change. Alright, again, we've still got the ice golems at this point with the earthquake. So this is the expensive army. And you look at the loot that I got, and you add, now I'm up in Champs 2 at that point. So I've got probably about 1,400, I think, was in Champs 2. Was the dark bonus. So I'm just cracking a little bit of profit on the dark, but that doesn't matter because even if I was near max, it would max me out. but I'm still gaining on the elixir and the gold, which is what I want to do because I don't need the dark at this point while I'm pushing, because I've got the base is maxed out and I'm just trying to finish off the walls and push at the same time. So as you can see, loads of bowlers are still up. I've still got skellies up running around the place. These ones on the top just got nuked. And Ice Golem still, I've still got Ice Golem up protecting here, these witches and witch skellies. Queen's still pathing around. Witch will take out the double cannon at the bottom. Ice Golem, I don't even know if the Ice Golem ends up going down in the end over this side, and if it does, it doesn't really matter because, no, I don't think it actually goes down in the end. It just survives, and plenty left in the tank, and that's it. So it's a really pretty simple combo, and you can see I'm still using a Giant and P.E.K.K.A in the CC at that point, taking a Rage in the CC. Let's have a look at the next one. Alright, here we go. Look at this. A minute 32. These bases, using this attack, I'm not saying it would be good for war, although I am intrigued, you know, whether I don't want to risk it in a war, to be honest. Even though these bases are getting wiped out pretty quickly, I fear using this as a war attack because it just might all go pear-shaped. I'd want to do a lot more experimenting with different siege machines and things before I took it into war, because I think the siege machine's a great benefit in the war itself. Getting into a base so you can save an extra spell, maybe bring an extra heal or an extra rage or something like that, instead of, like me, using spells to get into the base. The siege machine could help you do that, but that's something I haven't practiced really much. Although I have seen people 3-star with that sort of a strategy anyway. So there we go. That's the 4 Ice Golem P.E.K.K.A CC version. Let's have a look at another one. Alright, here we reach the first one where I've got the 10 giants, and just you'll see that in the way that I deploy the giants is exactly the same as I deployed the ice golems. In this case I was doing a 2-finger drop. I just went to so anyway, just to get the giants out quickly. And same deal. Line of giants, line of witches, bowlers. Now with the bowlers, I'm not spreading them all out across the back when I'm bringing 15 bowlers. I'm doing a little line of bowlers, and then I'm try to do 10 across the back line, and then try to do the next 5 in a clump with the ones that come out of the CC. So with the 5 that I'm bringing out of the CC plus the 5 in the clump, I end up with 10 bowlers just smashing into the base. So that's why a slight little deployment change, and I've ditched the earthquake for 2 jumps. So you see jump in here, jump there, and into the core, and then you just wait for the rest of the base to play out. We'll just speed this up a little bit. So now that you've seen how I've deployed the giant version, the GiWiBo or the GiBo version of this attack, we can just start speeding up. Look at everything I've got left. So here I am I've gone up to Champs 1. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. This next one, again, we're talking just a super quick attack. So just watch the initial deployment. I've got the spell down, the jump spell, because it's just easier for me that way. Bowlers down across the line. I've still got 5 left. Now the CC, now the other bowlers, heroes, so those 10 bowlers coming into the clump after everything's cleared. Straight in, I'll get the rage in, then I'll get the second jump in. There's the second jump there now. Then I've got that first rage in, I'll get the second rage, and because I'm bringing 2 heals as well, that's your traditional bow witch sort of attack, rage heal, rage heal. So you've always got a heal waiting for them and a rage and a heal. So I'm basically doing that Town Hall 10 style attack, but as a Town Hall 11, and it's working really well. I've a little bit extra troop space, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not using even a siege machine on this. So whether or not I use the siege machine to punch in, have the jump spell for the middle of the base, and then I save an extra rage for something else, that could be a possibility, but I haven't been playing around with that. So again, Champs 1, you've seen that 1500 bonus, nearly 1600 Dark Elixir on top of that, but this army's only costing me 3000 Dark Elixir. Okay, next one. Alright, this is the most recent one. I've actually got a troop deployed here already, apparently. I'm trying to find out where I've drop this troop that it says I've deployed. I can't see it. It says the damage is 0. Anyway, let's just play minute 18, not long. Same troop deployment, which is what you're going to see. There we go. Spell goes down. Giants from the top. Now remember, what I tried to do here is, now there's no Eagle artillery on this one, so let's be clear on that one. What I had to do was just figure out the best way into the base that I could do as much damage, get in and get the town hall as a minimum, take out the queen heroes. So that's why I came in on that side. The queen was there and it gave me really good access to the town hall. Then I got surprised by loons and I was like, uh-oh, loons, what do? Poison them, rage, Grand Warden's ability with the loons, the queen's in the area, take out the loons with the poison. Now I did lose a few troops there, but not too many. But with the rage and the Grand Warden, whatever witch is there could help burn through the loons as well. And now you just sit back and you wait for the base to fall. All the spells are done. I've got one extra heal spell. Where do I put it? I had a look where I thought might need it. The giants and the bowlers up there looked like they needed it more than anywhere else. So that's why they got it up there. Whether or not they actually did need it or not, it doesn't really matter. Because I'm making decent enough loot with the 250,000 league bonus on top of that as well. So that's bringing this up to a 700,000 loot raid on gold and elixir, plus the 1,500 on dark is taking that up to a 7,000 dark elixir raid minus my 3,000-ish from the troops, and I'm making 3,000 dark elixir profit from that raid. In any case, that's the other army that I'm using to push up into Titans, and I'll be interested to see how far it can go in Titans. I'll just keep using this army. I don't see a reason not to. It's pretty simple, straightforward to use. In any case, that's all I've got for this video. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave them down below. If you've liked what you've seen, subscribe to the channel, share it with your clan mates, and as always, thanks for watching.